Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are at right now in this crazy, noisy world with so much going on. As many of you know, today is World Mental Health Day, and I'm just doing my mental health check-in. As I do with all my friends, as we do with each other, I felt like today was appropriate, and I wanted to check in with you guys, and I want to bottom line you and brass tacks you with a few words that I want to say to you. And I know you're busy. I'm busy. We're all busy. I get it. We got shit to do. But to me, and I know to a lot of you, never too busy to do our mental health check-ins with each other. And I want to encourage you to check in with your friends. And many of you are already doing this, I know, because based on the comments and based off of our interactions. So continue to do that good work, checking in. But if you're not and you feel like you could do better, and at one time, I realized that I could do better many years ago with checking in on my friends. Check in on your friends, check in on your loved ones, check in on your family members, check in on some strangers too as well, and check in to see how they are doing, because everybody's fighting a battle, everybody's fighting demons, and a lot of people, they keep it in, and a lot of people don't talk about it. And I learned that, and in many cases the hard way, over the years. So when I check in with my friends, I check in with my loved ones, I've realized that over time, I don't check in and say, hey, what's wrong? I check in and I say, how's your heart? How are you feeling? What's going on? And you'd be surprised what that means to people. I know what it's like, because I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to struggle with mental health. I know what it's like to spiral. I know what it's like to wake up and feel like you wake up today. Today's a beautiful day. There's not a cloud in the sky. Sun is shining and I'm feeling good. But I know what it's like to have days like this, and you wake up, and even though there's not a cloud in the sky, it's a beautiful day, you wake up and you see gray and you feel gray. I've been there. I know what it's like. Over the years, with my own bouts with mental wellness, and we call it mental hellness, and depression, I know what that's like. I know what it's like to spin. I know what it's like to be depressed, loneliness, multitude of things. So I've been there, and I know what it's like. And I also know what it's like to, as you deal with, in my case, recently, a couple of weeks ago, I got wobbly, and I was spinning, and I was struggling. I woke up, I saw gray, beautiful day, but I still saw gray. By the end of the night, by midnight, man, I was struggling. And in that case, it was, I'm used to being alone because I was born an only child. And, but there's a difference I've learned over the years between being alone, being lonesome, and then loneliness. And loneliness, consistent days of loneliness, man, that'll catch up to you. So by midnight, I was reaching out to people. And again, I know what it's like, and I know the power of what it's like to check in on people, and how important that is. So just a reminder, check in on your friends, check in on your loved ones, because when you don't, and we've all been there, we've all lost friends. I've lost a multitude of friends over the years who decided to check out, and they just couldn't handle the stress and the pressure of life, and the mental health, the mental wellness, the mental hellness, it all became too much for them, and they decided to check out. Some violently, some peacefully. And a few years back, one of my good friends, man, he hanged himself in his jail cell. He just couldn't take it anymore. And you got to reconcile with that, because that fucking hurts when you think, man, what could I have done? Could I have checked in more? And again, so it's the power of checking in and how important that is. And finally, check in on your friends, your loved ones, strangers, but just as important, and in some cases more importantly, check in on yourself. Sometimes we got to recalibrate, and sometimes we got to look inward, and sometimes we got to rip the floorboards up of what's going on in here. So check in on yourself, and if you need help, reach out to people. It doesn't make you weak if you're looking for help. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you weak if you are vulnerable. Asking for help, I tell this to my friend, my loved ones, and I tell this to my babies, my kids. It's okay to say you're not okay. It's okay to say, hey, you know what, I'm not okay today, and I think I need a little bit of help. That's not a weakness. Asking for help and saying you're not okay, that's a superpower. And that takes guts. So check in on your friends, your loved ones, and check in on yourself. And if you're going through it, again, man, I've been there. If you're going through it, reach out and ask for help. That's your superpower. Because we know what the end of that pathology is if you don't ask for help, and if it all becomes too much, and we don't want that. I don't want that for you, and we don't want that for each other. All right, I love you guys. Keep checking in. World Mental Health Day. Spread the word, and stay strong. I love you guys.